Hi, welcome to Sacred Enzyme. I'm Stacy. I hope you're doing good today. So I just got back from the flea market and getting the stuff that I needed to make the sacred apothecary soaps. And on the way back, it was interesting because I got a message from Theo. He was talking to me in my brain, and he started talking about baptism. He started talking about baptism, and he was like, "Okay, you need to talk about baptism." Because we need to talk about these sacred waters and we need to talk about the primordial mother. So here we go, guys. Here we go. So we're going to talk about the reason for baptism, and we're also going to talk about the reason for that water heals and everything that has to do with water. So water is the first medium consciousness touches. Okay, so let's think about this. This is birth, right? We talk about in the ancient scriptures and ancient literatures and myth stories and beginning stories that the creation happened when the salt water and the fresh water met. That was where the creation happened. So it's all about sacred waters. Okay, so the first water consciousness, medium consciousness touches biologically and cosmically is water. Water is the first medium. So water is used as memory. It holds memory. It holds frequency. But it also holds the primordial mother's original coding lattice, guys. Her memories are stored in water. This is why we have to go through Leviathan to get to the dawn. We have to go through Leviathan because we have to work through all of these waters, okay? And we're going to talk about why this was scrubbed out of all the religious teachings, too. So every soul that incarnates is coded by the primordial mother through water first, okay? Amniotic fluid is a microcosmic primordial sea, pretty much. The same energetic signature as the water in every creation myth. This is why in the past water births were sacred. And this is why now C-sections exploded after industrialization. It was to bypass the primordial mother's coding of coming through the birth canal and being born through the living waters, folks. So these birth codes were redirected by the artificial holographic overlay matrix that we're living in. We now have all kind of, I call it Amy. This is the artificial birth matrix, the artificial mother that is being propped up in this hologram that we have to resist at all cost. This is where we get artificial insemination, C-sections, drugs during labor, hospital fluorescent lighting, and they immediately cut the cord. You know, you're not supposed to cut the cord right after a baby's born. You're supposed to allow all of those goodies to come through that cord because that's immune stuff. That's for the baby. But now that gets harvested in the hospital and they sell it. Okay, guys? You see how twisted this is? Do you see? Okay, all of these are interrupting the water light activation sequences that come during birth, guys. And I'm not judging anybody because I had a C-section with my twins. But my first son, he was all natural. It took a week to have him and not a drop of pain medicine, not even an aspirin. And I went home with pneumonia. About killed me having that kid. He was born with a cord around his neck 4 times, too. He was in distress. And he almost died. I've had so many NDEs, it's not even funny. Okay, so John the Baptist. Let's talk about John the Baptist because John wasn't performing ritual purification like they talk about in the Bible, that he baptized them in water. He was realigning mother's frequency code in people's fields. Come on. Jesus symbolically had to be recoded in water before his timeline got activated. He got baptized by John. So John purified Jesus in the living waters. And this is why when Jesus came up out of the water, there was a dove. Because he got activated, guys. This turns this entire Christian doctrine into, you know, a whole different translation. So the return to the waters of the mother is to remember your original blueprint, guys. So let's talk about Jesus telling people to wash themselves after he would heal. You know, all of those miracles that were performed in the Bible, right? Because I went through the Bible this morning and I was reading this stuff about Noah. And then when I came back, I was like, okay, I got to get these scriptures that these ones in the Bible that talk about Jesus telling people, pick up your bed, go wash yourself, you know. So after a frequency correction, old energetic debris detaches from the body. Okay, so water clears the residue. It literally like flushes the toilet on the field, guys. It's the exact same reason that healers tell you to go take a shower after you've had sessions. Women bathe after having birth. Sweat lodges lead directly to water immersion. Shamans use water bowls to catch entities leaving the body. And you know, that's another thing. If you have a lot of astral entanglement, please put a glass bowl underneath your bed with rainwater. Collect some rainwater and bless it. And if you can collect it like during one of these portals, like the Lionsgate portal is extremely important. I collected a ton of water during the Lionsgate portal, and then I filtered it for a month in a charcoal filter that was given to me by one of my best friends, who's a Chinese medicine healer. And so I filtered that water, and then I strained it multiple times through cloth and purified everything out of it. And then I infused some of it with with flower petals that I grew in my own yard, and I dried them all. I used almond bush, I used plumeria, and I used roses, pink roses. So there's intention and frequency in all of these things. And so when you have a lot of astral entanglement, if you put a bowl of water, pure water, don't use chlorinated water, use pure water, use like spring water, and put sea salt in it. Walmart and other places, they sell a bag of salt that comes in a white bag. It's Elefante. It has a red drawstring at the top. That is great salt to use if you are trying to purify yourself. So if you take some of that salt, put a few pinches in a glass bowl, put it underneath your bed when you go to bed at night, it helps a lot. It really does. It helps a lot. These are healing waters, folks. So when Jesus was telling people to he wasn't just saying be clean. He was saying reset your field, guys. Reset your field in Mother's living water. So the primordial waters versus the artificial waters that we're in right now. So we've got natural springs, which is the original earth womb energy. We've got flowing rivers. This is the circulating planetary memory. We've got the ocean, which is the planetary Akashic field, guys. I keep telling y'all, we're not leaving the planet to go places. Everything is in and around. It's in energetic spaces. A lot of it's under the water. A lot of it's through energy gate portals all over. If you have the right coding, you're going to go right through. This is where these people from Missing 411 go, in my opinion. Most of them, they walk right through stargates because they're coded. And a lot of them have like some type of what we would call a disability. You know, they had a little something about them. Maybe they had like some kind of like a stroke or something like that, and they were disabled. They weren't able to, they weren't 100% of what they used to be, or maybe even some of them were on the spectrum. You know, these people are highly valuable because they have coding. They have coding. So these people are literally just walking right through into another dimension, kind of like what they did to get to Venus during the Vietnam War. They walked right through another dimension to Venus, and they took all kind of military equipment with them. And according to Astral Irma, Jake, he said that they took all of this equipment through this portal, ended up on Venus, and they performed a takeover of Venus. Venus was taken over, which makes sense to me, because this is why I got incarnated here in 1971. And I think a lot of us that were from these wolf lupine races, that this is how we got quantum entangled into the Earth matrix this last time cycle, was because we were killed in Venus. We were all on Venus. A lot of us were on Venus, and we got killed during these wars, and we got incarnated onto Earth. And I know I have many timelines in Venus, and I have a strong pull to Venus and to Mars. That's from my bloodlines. But I mean, I've been everywhere. So the ocean is the planetary Akashic field, and rainwater is micro drops of the cosmic intelligence. This is why I say collect rainwater, and it's extremely special when you collect it during a special window. Okay, so let's compare that to what we're dealing with now. Now we've got chlorinated water, we've got fluoride and everything, we've got stagnant, disgusting tap water that smells like bleach, and we've got recycled municipal water, which has trace elements of probably everybody's medication and all kind of stuff that they're eating and drinking that's being put back into the water. So essentially, you could be taking the medicine from the old man that lives down on the corner, you know, that has some kind of illness. I've read some studies on this, and they do find that some of the stuff leaches through in the recycled municipal water. So, you know, this is mother's memory versus the matrix amnesia. So modern baptism has definitely lost the blueprint here, because and don't get me wrong, I'm not attacking religion, because people follow religion because they have a knowing in their heart that there's something there. There's something missing. They just haven't had the awakening to know what it is. They don't know how they've been hoodwinked, guys. They don't know. So they'll sit and they'll die on their hill. They'll thump their Bible and they'll tell you having a crystal is demonic, because they don't know any better. It's ignorance. It's just like what Jesus said when he was being crucified. And I don't mean on a cross. He says, forgive them, Father, because they don't even know what they're doing. It should have been, forgive them, Mother, because they have no clue. And hopefully they'll wake up. So I want to talk about how this plays into the 13th archetype that we were talking about. The 13th arc. The outside of the wheel. The movement of the wheel. The axis mundi. The drum beat. The movement behind the cosmic wheel. Okay? So when I did the 13th archetype video that morning, when all that stuff was coming into me, because I wake up super early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just got downloads just coming in. And I immediately got to go to books, got to go to the internet, and I just got to start digging and looking, because I got to know. I got to know. I got to know. And I'm being compelled. It's like, you know, I know that things are very urgent right now. And and a lot of stuff is happening in astral right now. I mean, look at how tired I look. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I have been, for the last week, pretty much every night, just absorbed and immersed in deep, deep astral work. And it is exhausting right now. And I know a lot of people that are carrying these wolf lupine codes and these serpent codes and these bird being codes. I know you guys are going through it too, and you're tired. I mean, so we have to be really mindful of our nutrition right now, and that we're taking vitamins and supplements, because, you know, it's easy to get wore down. It's easy to get wore down, and we have to stay replenished, and a lot of clean water, because it's just sucking the hydration out of you. So on the day of the 13th archetype activation, I had a huge awakening, and I talked about it a little bit on my video, but I felt a cork, an energetic cork, pop out of my thymus. I did. And it was like really emotional. It's like I was on the verge of tears, and I've never been a crying person. So the thymus is the seat of the higher heart, and it is the very first organ to form in the fetus beside the brain. Okay, your brain is your computer network. Your thymus, well, your thymus, it activates in water. Okay, it activates in water. So the mother's encoding reached me again. It reached me again, and I had, like, it was just like I went from 12 to 13, and I felt it instantaneously, and I knew I had the aha moment. I had the aha moment. That's where I get it from. I get it from that one little fraction of percentage that's showing up on my grandmother's DNA, that I was able to go back through our family tree and find my African grandmother and her French husband living in West Africa. And from that code, that set of coding, that gave me the 13th. That gave me the 13th. That's why I've been different since I was a child. This is why. It's because I have the 13th code. And this, I think, has a lot to do with the serpent lupine races. They're in-between walkers. They're realm walkers. These are like what they talk about, the wing makers. And the ACIO, Jessica Morocco, on her channel, she talks about this group called the wing makers. I believe that these are the serpent lupine wolf genetic lines. They are. I'm pretty sure. So I had like all of this knowledge just like super instantaneously turned on, and it was just like I just had this explosion. So when the thymus opens, the waters of the primordial mother return to the field. So we got to open our heart, baby. We got to open it up. You can't be scared. You can't be scared. So let's talk about some verses in the Bible that I wrote down that Jesus says. Oh, Theo just thumped my watch. Hello, Theo. Okay, Jesus, John 9, 6 and 7, Jesus heals the blind man. Go wash in the pool of Siloam. He spat on the ground, made clay with the spit, and anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. And he said to him, go wash in the pool of Siloam. And then he went and washed, and he came back, and he could see. Okay? Let's talk about this in the 13th archetype context. Clay is the body, which is your earth density. The spit, your breath, the breath of life, right? The spirit. The water, primordial mother. This is memory, reprogramming of the field. Go wash. Go reset your vibrational field. Okay, blindness. He was blind. He had no ability to see this higher archetype. He could not see the higher realms. He had no recognition of this. So when he was washing, he was activating a new loom. He was activating the loom. So this is the real reason here. Luke 5, 12 through 14. Go show yourself and be cleansed. And Jesus said, be cleansed. And immediately the leprosy left him. And he charged him to tell no one, but go show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded. Okay? So leprosy is an energetic corruption or parasite coding, guys. Parasites. Be cleansed. Have an identity reset. Talk to the priest, the lineage keeper of that old 12 by 12 system, guys. The 12 by 12 loop that never stops looping. We going from 12 to 13, baby. Jesus is the 13th tone realigning the body through water and intention. This is how the Matrix rewrites birth codes. So John 13, 5 through 10. If I wash you not, you have no part with me. So the verses, then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet. Peter says, Lord, you shall never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, if I wash you not, you have no part with me. So what is this meaning? This is the 12 to 13 handoff here, guys. This is where they're going for, right here, Phoenix to Leviathan, right here. We're talking about the realm walkers in between, okay? Jesus washes 12 pairs of feet. He resets each one of the disciples' field. This is what feet washing's all about. This ain't no bullshit story about washing somebody's feet because they're hot and they've been walking. No, it's because they were resetting the field by washing the feet. Your soles of your feet touch the primordial mother on the earth. He enters the 13th position, which is the new archetypal template. And this scene symbolizes closing the wheel and reopening it. Ha! Going to that extra notch, guys. So the 12 to the 13 handoff. There we go. So John 4, 13 through 14. This is a living water reset. The verse, whoever drinks the water that I will give him will never thirst. The water I give will become a wellspring up to eternal life. The water's not physical. It's frequency. It's the mother's living field. Drinking it is taking a new pattern. And the eternal life is the non-reincarnating state after the 13 tone integrates. Hello. John 5, 6 through 9. Rise up, take your bed and walk. Not explicitly washing, but it's the healing and the reset command. So listen, Jesus said to him, rise, take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole. So his bed is his old karmic cycle, his old template. Pick it up means break that up. You remember when we were talking about that you might have to have a cataclysm to break up an old crystalline structure, right? Think about it. Pick it up, break the loop, walk, move, just like the Primordial Mother said. You could sit and hold a bow and arrow, but if you never pull the damn thing back and let the arrow fly, nothing's going to happen. He's saying walk, move to the new frequency. This is the 13th tone activation. Resetting the field after a healing. So John 3:5, born of water and spirit. Except a man be born of water and of the spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. So Jesus is literally describing water as the mother, spirit is the father, birth is the womb, and the kingdom is the new template after we activate the 13th. Okay, so I'm going to read a few secondary water passages because there's just so much in here. I'll do 4 more and then we'll wrap up the video. So Matthew 3:11, John baptizes with water, Jesus with spirit and fire. Matthew 3:16, Jesus goes into the water before activation. Mark 7:8, the washing of cups as corrupted ritual. John 19:34, water plus blood flows at the crucifixion. This is 13th tone release. So with that, I think it's very interesting because we've been looking at water the wrong way for a very, 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 very long time. And it's time to get everything right. And this is one of the reasons that I make apothecary soaps. And it's all just coming to me. I've gravitated towards this. I make all kind of stuff. I make jewelry. I do everything from the earth. Everything from the earth. All the plants that I use. All of my fruits and vegetables that I grow in my yard. I save everything. I save the seeds. I use the leftover lemons and oranges and limes. I made homemade potpourri. You know, add some nice herbs to them. I dehydrate everything. And then I use these wonderful organically grown fruits and vegetables that I have in my soaps because they all carry frequency. They all carry nutrition. They all carry coding. And it comes from the Primordial Mother. And our skin is a huge organ. And so basically what I got to do is I'm creating these soaps and these bath salt. And it's going to be a, I don't want to say a ritual because ritual sounds like you're doing some type of magic. But this is almost like a baptism. We're going to do it for the new year. I have them on my Facebook page, it's Stacy Miller Harris, and I have them advertised on there. But what I plan on doing is creating a kit, a detox kit. I'm going to do one that's going to be a shadow integration kit. It's going to be made with all different kind of things, shadow, dragon blood, incense, essentials. It's going to have frankincense in it. It's going to have a bunch of different things. The patchouli. It's going to be amazing. But the whole point of it is to take you from earth, from the root to the crown, and to integrate everything in between. And then also I'm doing a frequency elevating soap kit. It's going to be everything infused with the 5 to 8 hertz frequency. It'll be the soap. It'll be the bath salts. It'll also come with, and everything, all of my kits include incense because when you get in there, and it'll have a prayer card. So you know how to perform the ceremony and baptize yourself and activate yourself. So this is what I'm going to be showing y'all how I make these. It's going to be a couple days from now because it's just been after Thanksgiving and my refrigerator is absolutely packed full of food. And I got to get my kids over here so we can get all this stuff cleaned up and sent out to here and there and everywhere so I can get in my kitchen. And then we're going to make this soap. We're going to make all this stuff and we're going to do it together. So I just really find it amazing that the Bible has been spoon-fed to us in such a terrible way. It's all about just population control and brainwashing and programming, guys. So it's been 24 minutes. I'd love to hear your comments. Please like and share the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have any questions, guys, I don't charge anyone to talk to me. I'm here. I work for the universe. I'm here for the Primordial Mother. Information comes to me free of charge from the Primordial Mother, and I share that willingly, free of charge. If you want to contact me, you need help, or if you just want someone to talk to about your activation or what you're going through, or you have questions, my email is hstacy90@gmail.com. You can contact me there. You don't have to book a session. You don't have to send me money. This is all reciprocity work. We do things for the reciprocity of each other and for the Primordial Mother. We do this in the original template. We're not in quantum entangling anything that we do on this channel with the monetary system. It's all entanglement. When you have information that you're trying to bring forth from the quantum field and you're entangling it in the AI structure of finance, this is where we have a problem. This is where the distortions occur. So I choose to use my artistic abilities to make things like soap, to grow things in my yard, and these ways. This is the right way to be using money. It's using your creative energy to channel it out. That's how you don't get quantum entangled in the matrix, guys. We have to go back to the old ways. We have to go back to the ways of working with the planet, living in our communities, having a sense of reciprocity, bartering, all of these things. We have to change our mindset. It's not about being born here and collecting as much shit as you can and then dying. This is not, you're way off the mark. So I'd love to hear your comments. Feel free to contact me. We're all in this together, guys. And together we can achieve a lot more than what we ever imagined, because we're creators. We're creators. You come from the original Primordial Mother, folks. Wake up. Wake up. It's time. It's time. So when you come and find me, I'll be here, because we're living in the past, present, and the future, all at the same time. Don't forget to get outside today. It's cold in Florida. It's probably like 70 degrees now, but I'm still cold. Anything under 70, I'm freezing. But get outside today. Put your feet in the grass, even if just for a minute. Give thanks to our Heavenly Father and the Primordial Mother, Mother Earth. So thanks for watching Sacred Enzyme, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.